Good evening and welcome to our Renew Physical Therapy pregame show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan along with Jason Newsom. We have got a great rivalry matchup tonight.
It's been a game that we've had circled on our calendar since we released our schedule back in the fall. And it's great that we're able to get these guys out here. A little county-wide rivalry. Teams that are kind of, itching to get at each other a little bit. A lot of guys, a lot of familiarity, a lot of basketball, a lot of baseball, a lot of football guys that know each other from different things. Travel teams. So, when they get out here, between the 94 and 50, they're going to go hard at each other. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a great game.
9-2 for the John Glenn Bobcats. And lost to Mount Pleasant and a 4-point loss to a really good Freeland team. So the Clyde and Clyde show really has done a great job of nurturing this talent.
Yeah, they have a lot of good pieces. When you talk about high school basketball, great point guard, Meach, really handles the ball. But on top of that, they got Trevor Hartman, Cam Krasminski, a couple of 3-4-year seniors, varsity players on the varsity team. You got Sean West, like a big guy in the middle who can kind of step away from just sitting around the block and sitting around the post and the painted area and able to get outside a little bit. So he kind of expanded his game. But as a high school team, you really have, got a couple good shooting guards. Hayden Ruff is kind of a glue guy, more of a Dennis Rodman. He's going to go in there, he's going to get rebounds, he's going to get some, we call them ugly points as coaches, but them are the points that, Hayden goes in there and gets. He uses his 6'5" body really well. Gets a lot of offensive rebounds, gets a lot of putbacks, keeps a lot of balls alive, and gives those guys extra possessions.
8-9-man rotation for Coach Dale Clyde, and so they're going to be shuffling some bodies on the floor to stay fresh.
They will, and they're going to need to tonight. I expect Western to employ a little bit of a press. They got some really good length on the Western side of it with Luke LaCourse, Luke Failing, the two Lukes that I think are going to have a big game tonight. Coach PJ calls Case and Frost the ice box because he's so cold. He's like he just puts people on ice. And I think, you always have an expectation of what Cason's going to bring, but I really think the X factors are going to be the two Lukes tonight.
Well, and Frost is that player. Sometimes tries to do a little bit too much, but he's a rhythm player, and when he gets in the rhythm, he can single-handedly take the game over.
He can, and, one of the things that you got to be careful of is letting that emotion get to you, because you can be saddled with two fouls real quick if you let your emotions get the better of you, and I'm talking two quick ones in the first 2 minutes, and then sitting is not going to do well for you. So for us to see a really good basketball game, we're going to really have to have Case and Frost keep it in check emotion-wise, even though, it's going to be an emotional game, but just remember, take a couple deep breaths. Don't get hit with anything early, and obviously stay away from the old technical fouls because them are just, they can hammer a team.
4-8 on the year. P.J. Weaver in his first year, so there's just at the what I would call the back end of the getting to know you without singing a song time.
Well, I think I talked to Coach P.J. before the season, and I think this is the kind of or time of the year where he would start feeling like they're getting everything. When you're a great football season for the Warriors this year, so you didn't get a lot of preseason work, get a lot of preseason workouts with the guys. So you end up having to kind of shift a lot of things in. And we both know with the added 22-game schedule, your season starts a little bit earlier. You have to put so much stuff in, and when you're a new coach trying to implement so many different things, it can really hamper what you're trying to do. And the reality of it is by the middle of the year, kind of that 60% of the season, now that we're getting there, is you expect your teams offensively to really be shining, defensively understand what he's looking for as a coach, and as a unit kind of come together and figure it out. The leadership in the locker room, they really get everybody rolling on the same page.
Great rivalry. Cannot wait for all the activities, and we'll be bringing them to you right after this. That puts the wraps on our Renew Physical Therapy pregame show. Should be a barn burner. Back in a moment with all the game action on BCTV. Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing, patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today.
And welcome back to Bay City Western as the John Glenn Bobcats and Western Warriors are about to tip it off. Luke Failing and Sean Westlock doing the honors. Westlock for John Glenn, Failing for Western. Will be tipping off here. Joined by Jeff Doan. This is Jason Newsham here on Bay County Sports TV.
As that jump ball gets up in the air a little bit, had to make an adjustment. The John Glenn Bobcats with the first offensive possession of this basketball game.
A little man-to-man defense, and Westlock saying, you know what, you're going to have to man me up a little bit stronger than that, Luke.
Really liked watching Westlock in the 3-on-3 this summer. Really, his mid-range game has looked like it's improved.
It is, and, in the 3-on-3 game for him, it allowed him to understand and work in space a little bit more, and both offensively and defensively. And I think it really bolstered the 5-on-5 game when he brought it back, plus a ton of AAU, and the kid is a nonstop gymaholic.
Well, he loves the game, and he is excelling at the game, and he gets the first 2 points of the game for the Bobcats.
Just to let you know, starting lineups, Kason Frost, Joey DeCuff, Cole Wilson, Luke Failing, and Luke LaCourse. 4 seniors and a junior for the Warriors starting off. For John Glenn, you got Meach, Westlock, Hayden Ruff, Trevor Hartman, as well as Jimmy McCrum getting a start. 1 senior, 1 sophomore, and 3 juniors.
Interesting. As the ball nearly taken away, and Westlock puts the end to any chance of that jump shot going up, as the Western Warriors need to get things into their offensive set again. Frost using that offhand, and they go underneath. Westlock again alters the shot. They're very well aware of where Westlock is at. He's altered a couple of shots, but Frost gets the first deuce.
Tell you what, a lot of second, third, fourth possessions, fourth opportunities right there for the Warriors. Kept alive on a couple of tap outs. Little scissor action for John Glenn as Meach looks to try to take. Got a little mismatch there. Quickly back, Frost.
Meach and Frost ought to be quite a matchup of the two tonight. What a great look underneath to Ruff as he gets a little softy with the left hand.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with the left side.
I love people when they know how to use that lefty.
Early 4-2 lead for the Bobcats.
Frost tried a little step back. Meach shut that down.
Cole Wilson, number 0 for the Warriors. Big on the offensive side of a three-point shooter as LaCourse goes up, gets his first rebound, and then goes up again, gets it blocked. Couldn't see if that was McCrum or not, but that one's going to be flying to Coach Derek Clyde on the sideline.
And you know what? I see Westlock here having a nice little bit of conversation with LaCourse. Really enjoy that because they're laughing and joking. They're not getting after each other. It's just all in fun, and you got to love that.
Yeah, they'll enjoy doing what they do, and that's the shot right there that Meach loves. He loves being able to go, and he can shoot it if you watch him. He looks like he's shooting with one hand, and he's shooting with another, and either way you slice and dice it. Wait till we see him shoot free throws one-handed, going old school.
Look at Westlock bringing the ball up the floor. The big fella
versatility.
Says, I got some dribbling skills here as well. 4-2, a 2-point lead with possession for the Bobcats. 5.5 left in our first quarter. Meach comes up a little bit short. Westlock tips it to himself and goes really strong to the hole against LaCourse for the finish.
Well, the one thing that Sean knows really well what to do with the ball is put it in the hole, especially when he gets it somewhere in that 3 to 5 foot range. He has a lot of moves, versatile on his moves. As we got Frost going one-on-one with Meach. Again, Wilson, that's what he's known for right there. The three-point specialist isn't the right word, but three-point shooter.
That was a clean swat. And another turnover, at least the third one for the Bobcats early on. And Frost, he kind of painted that picture after he let it fly. He was statuesque as he watched it tickle a twine.
Well, you know what? Second chance opportunity again for the Warriors.
Yep, and again, the Bobcats few unforced turnovers in the first, as that's something that they got to fix. Meach with a pull-up. He's a little bit strong. Westlock, though, with another opportunity, and the ball's going to go back out of bounds over to the Bobcats once again, but
get our first couple of subs in the game as Nick Doran, number 45, enters for the Warriors, as well as Noah Falan, number 3. I love these jerseys. I just wish I could read
Phillips in the game also, yep. Yep, after this year, all those football and basketball numbers are going to be squared and blocked, and you're going to be able to see them all well.
I love the John Glenn uniforms. Easy to see that white on the navy blue. Of course, I'm giving my my eyesight away by saying that.
You're not alone there, partner. 6-5, John Glenn up by 1 with possession of the basketball. Westlock with a spin move to the hole. Looked like he might have lost control of it. There was nobody on the other side but white jerseys to pass that ball to. And nice little 12-footer, unable to go for Killups. And finally, the rebound comes down to number 5, Ruff.
Yeah, Westlock again staying active on the defensive end. Got at least a deflection. Not sure it would be a full-blown block, but this is a part of his game right here that makes him dangerous. You can't really press up on him, and when you do, you're leaving yourself susceptible for a little nickel dimer. Little nickel dimer.
We don't need nickel dimers, boy. Just play good defense. And the officials early on have really indicated they're going to let these kids play as much as they can, and you got to love that.
Coming in for the Bobcats right now, senior Cam Krasminski.
Krasminski seems like he's been on the varsity forever, even though I believe it's only his 3rd year.
Yeah, we call him in football. He's active in that sport. He's active all over the place, you know.
Just another great athlete that you like having on the floor. And, boy, he got away from a double team. Westlock up top, gobbles it up, and unable after the miss by Hartman to get that ball in the hole. The offense going back for the Warriors right now. We're down to 3:10 and counting left in a briskly played first. That one is off the mark once again, and
high arcer. Falan will take a triple.
He comes up a little bit short. And look at the glass, man. They are all over the place looking for extra shot opportunities. And Western looks like they might be doing a little extra work down on the ground early on, going after that loose change.
They are. They've got 5 points right now, and a lot of it's the extra effort, and it's, again, I think a couple of it's bad bounces off of the Bobcats, but, sometimes you're making your own luck, though, by just putting yourself out there. A lot of good effort. Warriors looking for a basket since the last one they got from Frost, which was a 3-pointer about 2.5 minutes ago.
Well, he's going to step back and let one fly. Unable to grab it, and the rebound by Masters.
Yeah, Ollie just entered into the game, number 14 for the Bobcats, another junior. As the student section is starting to get a little excited over here from the Warriors. Love a great atmosphere. LaCourse will check back into the game. He's going to sit failing.
We look on the other end of the floor, though. The Bobcat student section's pretty well represented.
That's all right. I got a wall in my way.
Take my word for it.
A minute ago, we were talking about not being able to see.
We can only deal with what's in front of us.
I love the
Krasminski trying to shuffle the Tootsies. And
you missed it in honor of Coach Gwiz. They had a little flex cut going on right there on the out-of-bounds play for the Bobcats.
Well, speaking of Gwiz, we're glad he's on the road to recovery after triple bypass surgery. Very unexpected, but
he's got to go all in if he's going to do it.
He did it upright, and he's on the major mend right now.
Awesome.
So still thoughts and prayers as he continues to get better. And looks like we're going to have an offensive foul, a little moving screen as they tried to get a little real estate for Frost.
LaCourse picking up his first foul of the game. Some of those, the offensive fouls that they call on the screens, the screener just has to get set. I don't know why they continue, all these games that we do to keep moving. Don't move. Your job is to get set. It's the person's bringing the ball to you. It's his job. As Meach elevates over, finally gets one of his little pull-up jumpers to go.
Boy, he's like, after 5 misses in a row, he still feels confident the next one's going down.
Well, in this case it did. So next one's going to go up and go in as well.
as they're moving around right now. Buck and a half left in our first quarter of play. Falon tried to dribble drive. Krasminski shut that down. Frost and Meach in a great battle up top.
Hang time right there, a little hang time. I give Westlock credit, elevate it up. Give Frost more credit. Better offense beat the better defense.
I like Westlock, though. Verticality, not going to cause the foul, alters the shot, but Frost, he was up in the air for about a minute and a half, I think.
Little scissor cut action again, rough from deep.
Westlock underneath the Meach, and he can't get it to drop, but he's fouled on the play, and that is going to be Doran.
We're going to get foul on Falon. He's going to get him on the reach in. Now, this is what we were talking about earlier. Meach shoots his free throws a little unorthodox.
Unique.
Little left hand, almost Bo Kimball style.
I was just going to say, we're going to go back to Loyola Marymount days. Gathers and Kimball.
The only difference is that he shoots everyone like this, not just the first one in commemoration.
See if he can get a split of the two at the line. And that one's a little off the mark as well, as Meach 0 for 2 on this trip to the line, 8-7 in the last 45 seconds of the first.
Yeah, Mitch Offenbecker coming into the game, getting himself a rebound right away. He wants more than just being announced. He wants to have his wants to be in the stat line.
That's how you get it. Krasminski doing a great job of getting through the LaCourse screen up top.
Joey DeCuff looks to drive. There's Offenbecker. That's what he does best. And that's what Westlock does best.
Boy, he's the Windex guy. He'll get the Windex out and clean the glass.
He's got to watch that hand up there.
Yep. As a three-point shot halfway down. Rebound unable to drop again. And they're going after the loose change. And that ball's going to go back over to Western with 7.3 seconds left. This is not a game for the weak or the faint of heart. These guys are getting after it.
They're getting after it. This is good right here. They take Meach out, number 1 for the Bobcats. It gets 7 seconds of this quarter, and then he'll get the minute for the between the quarters. Good way to get him some rest. He's playing hard. Plus, you know, anytime you have to guard Case and Frost for 32 minutes, it's going to be a tiring day on you.
Boy, Frost wants to go coast to coast, has that tipped away. Westlock tips it away again at the end of the first. It's 8-7. John Glenn over Western back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, Coach P.J. Weaver, a little fashion statement tonight for this basketball game. He's fired up. He wants to go out there, lace them up, and get after it.
Looks like B.J. Armstrong, more like it, wearing his old Iowa, the old black and yellow Nike shoes, the yellow shorts. Representing the W on his chest. It's
B.J. Armstrong.
He's having a blast. B.J. Weaver, B.J. Armstrong. Bring them all. We're going old school.
So D-Cup gets that ball into the front court. Little switch up defensively as Meach is going to get a little bit of a break. And that shot's off the mark and goes out of bounds. Hartman just decided, I'm not going to try and get that ball. I am going to just let it get out of bounds and safely inbound it to Krasminski.
Well, this is one of the things we talked about at the top of the show about having Hartman out there. You know, he's been around. He can handle the point guard when Meach isn't out there. Very, very comfortable point guard out there by all intents and matters. And there's a shot right there from Westlock from about 15 and a half feet, knocked it down.
And see, that's a shot that I've seen him really start to feel comfortable and confident with, that 12 to 15-foot shot. And when you got to guard him 15 feet out, you got your hands full defensively.
Well, we talked about it too. You know, he can shoot the step out inside and shoot the triple. And that's obviously a great component of his game, because if you can do that, again, now the defense has to come all the way out. And if you're being guarded by the traditional big guy, really, really, really can affect some things.
And there is going to be a foul on Hartman, and Hartman tried to rake him good enough to make sure he had to earn him the hard way at the free throw line.
Surely wasn't going to give up a dunk. You don't want to give momentum, as we've witnessed in the last couple of days in certain games where momentum can switch on a dime.
Frost with the first of two. Off the mark. Substitutes coming back in again for both teams.
Cole Wilson for Western, number 0. Luke Failing also coming back into the game, number 24.
And Meach coming back.
Yeah, Meach came back in. He's replacing Krasminski. Still waiting for this game to really get into a better flow. I see 10-8 here with just about 6 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Was kind of expecting a little bit higher scoring.
Well, not for lack of effort on both teams. Both teams very scrappy on the defensive end, and there's another turnover on the other end. They're going to flip the ball back and forth. Thought it was volleyball for a minute. Frost is going to go up, and he powers it home, and it looks like Meach is going to pick one up on the backside. Nope, they're not going to call that on Meach.
They're going to give it to Westlock. Yeah. His first, team second here in the quarter, number 2. 10-10 now is your score with 6.5 minutes left.
Might be the first opportunity for a Western lead in this ball game.
There it is.
My memory serves me right. Meach with a little slow jog up the floor.
Again, looking for these scissor cuts right now, cutting off of Westlock, trying to get themselves open from there. There's another one. Meach missed Meach.
And again, Frost coming over. And you know he's going strong to the hole with a finish against McCrum. And it looks like a timeout for the Bobcats. As Coach Clyde says we better talk things over. 13-10, 6:07 left in the first half. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on Bay County TV, Matt Fallon and Coach McDonald, the very winning baseball coach out here at Western. And Ethel sitting right next to him, as Ethel has had many years of experience on the book out here too. And she loves doing that in her free time. As Westlock can't get the deuce to drop, he'll go to the free throw line for a pair.
They run that play, and it's a real nice one where they kind of try to get a guard screening across, trying to, first off, to get a switch. If they're able to get a switch, he's obviously got a mismatch. But again, his ability to maneuver in such tight quarters allows that shot to get off and then, of course, put somebody out of position, and then you're going to the free throw line. Hits the first one, 13-11 in favor of the Warriors as Joey DeCuff picked up foul number 2.
What a smooth stroke for the big fella.
The shoes, too. Look at the shoes.
Oh, yes, I just noticed those.
How did you just notice those?
It's amazing the way they have these fashion statements with the shoes.
Amen.
Fallon into the front court, trying to come through a Frost screen. Meach doing a nice job on him defensively. Frost drawing a lot of attention. How about a great move by LaCourse to go to the hole for 2.
Well, it goes against Westlock down there. Westlock's already got one foul, so you don't want to really risk a second one. So that's a great play right there, and even a more unselfish play by Frost.
Hartman with a great move to the hole and a kiss for the deuce. And again, when Hartman goes to the hole and Westlock is free throw extension, you open up some lanes.
And it's nice when Hartman, the left-hander, is able to get going and, hate saying it downhill, but kind of gets his momentum going in that direction.
LaCourse looking for his second deuce in a row as Hartman gets the Windex out and sweeps the glass with 4:50 left in our first half of play. 15-14, Western up by 1.
He can shoot it. He can shoot it.
Well, he readjusts, and he came up way short. Down on the ground. That ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a timeout. Western before that ball goes out of bounds. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
As we get back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doden, Jason Newsham, glad to have you along. Nick Page producing, directing, and filming as we watch the huddle in the break from the John Glenn Bobcats with the father-son dynamic duo coaching.
Hey,
Dale and Derek Clyde.
It might be father-son, but don't let that fool you. I think Mrs. Clyde runs the show over there.
Well, that's why they're both glad to be on the sideline. They get the say. As that shot goes up way strong, and that ball comes down on a one and done with my favorite rebound in the game, the backside rebound. Trying to go underneath, there's lots of attention there. Meach pulls up from 15. A little flat on that jumper off the front iron.
He gets better air when he's driving in and then pulling up versus the kind of catching it flat foot and then trying to elevate. I mean, we all do. It's not like anything different. Good help by McCrum.
As again, moving around, Hartman really doing a nice job coming from that backside with about 3 rebounds in this game. Trying to go underneath the Meach pump fake. And we're going to have a foul on the play.
A little block or a little push.
I think they are going to call that on Wilson.
Interesting. His first, team second here in the second quarter. I thought maybe they were going to get Frost on the bump with the little lower body. I know we don't see all that all the time, but that's what the officials are looking for. Your hands might be straight up. Doesn't mean your lower body's not moving.
Westlock 20 feet from the basket on the left-hand wing. Krasminski.
There's your flex.
High on the right. As Krasminski is looking to get his game going, too. He's got a really nice stroke, and
that's what he's looking for right there.
That's the shot for Meach, and he cannot get that to drop again. Boy, uncharacteristic half, about 1 for 8 for Meach in the first half. And look at Westlock with around the back. He was ready to go out of bounds. He's going to flick that thing back. Krasminski trying to get his shot off. Going to spin to the hole, kissing it off the glass. It's one and done again as LaCourse with another nice rebound.
That's showing off his dribbling skills.
As they try and go baseline. Very nice job defensively by McCrum to shut that off. Frost from 22 lets it fly. Tickles the twine on the trifecta.
You don't want to let him get going, and he has gotten himself open for a couple of opportunities, but the part of his game that I really have been impressed with tonight is he's still unselfish. Even though he has got himself quite a few points so far, a couple of triples and a couple drives to the basket, he is still finding the open guy.
Westlock, look at the body control as he goes to the hole again, unable to finish. He'll go to the line for 2.
I think that was going to be on Luke Failing, number 24. His first, team third here in the second quarter. We know that the new rules, once you get to your 5th foul, you will get 2 bonus free throws. In this situation, 3 fouls for the Warriors, 2 for the Bobcats as the first free throw up. As you say, the flick of the wrist.
Bend to the knees, flick of the wrist, all cotton on the delivery. Boy, I tell you, 5 out of 5 at the line for the big fella, and he is looking good there.
You're just happy the shoes are back.
Yes, he's going to have to be a finalist for the all-shoes team. He hasn't hit anything but the bottom of the hole on all 6 of his free throw attempts. I would say he and Frost are the 2 players on the floor that might have double digits.
Right. DeCuff back in the game, number 10 with the ball right now. He does carry 2 fouls with him. So, again, if you're John Glenn, it's something to keep in the back of your mind. Somebody may want to attack. As Frost drives.
Woo! Frost just gets that first step, and Meach can't recover in time. Meach does a nice job of not picking up a cheap foul, though.
Braden Debo checks in for the Bobcats, number 24 on the right wing at the moment.
How about Westlock doing a great job of just stopping dead in his tracks to keep from getting a charge, and then he contorts his body coming up from behind the glass with a soft kiss with the right hand on the left side.
I'm 6'6", and I think I need to get on a heating pad after watching him do a couple of those moves. Good Lord.
Just a very talented. Frost is feeling it right now.
Yeah, and the thing is quit going under the screen.
Got to go over the top.
Yeah, it's an adjustment that can be made for sure. And it's not like you don't know. That's
I would say Kuzminski wanted to find one, and that thing woefully short that time by Debo. Frost just wants it.
No, you're going to call offensive. Saw the elbow come up.
Yep, he's been trying to clear out. He's gotten away with it a couple of times, and that time Henry Velasquez, a veteran official, says, nope, not doing that again. He had that strong center and looked right straight through the area and saw that push off.
That's going to be Frost first. Not before the Warriors carry a 5-point lead. Just under a minute left here in half number 1. Kind of what we expected.
Thought we'd get a little bit more scoring than we have, but very good defense being played by both teams. Kuzminski really has been bottled up in this first half. Great look underneath to number 5, Roth. Kisses it off the glass, and it's a 3-point game now with 30 ticks left in the first.
Well, the situation, do you play for one or get the ball to Case?
You play for one or a layup. I don't think you want to prematurely shoot anything that's not a layup before the last 5-6 seconds. Give yourself a chance off a miss for a rebound, but there's whose hand's going to be on the ball now for the last 10 seconds.
They got fouls to give, too. We're under 10. Or you don't need a foul.
With a pocket picking, and there is going to be no goaltending on that play at all. I thought that ball was coming off the glass.
It was coming off the glass. Definitely got away with one there. There's not a good explanation because real quick before we go to break on the halftime, whose call is that? Is it the lead?
Lead
center?
would have rebound. It would be probably, it came out of Trail's area, and so that's where it could have and should have been, but I think they're going to have something to chat about at the half on that. But they were in pretty good position to make that call and decided that it was legal and legit at the half, 23-20. A 3-point lead. Look at PJ. He's just keeping his kids right on the bench. It's halftime, coach. Take them in. Back in a moment. Recap the first half. Set the stage for the second half on BCTV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Caucaulin or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Back at the Village Towing halftime show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. First half didn't lack for effort and energy, but not a ton of points on the board.
No, and I think, we talk about it, before the game and the energy and the adrenaline and everything else. When you're in this rivalry game, and Glen and Western, like it or not, is a rivalry game. It's a county-wide rivalry game, and they play, whenever they play, it's spirited. And so sometimes you get going in a game where the shots just start dropping and all of a sudden you're scoring 20, 25 a quarter, And then there's other times where, you know, the nerves are up a little bit. You're shorting your shot a little bit, and that's what I think we saw a lot of in the first half, was just trying to, you know, feel each other out. And I know we use it a lot in our broadcast, but in cliche as it is, but kind of like boxers feeling each other out, trying to figure, you know, where to land a punch at. And I thought Frost did a nice job taking advantage of a couple of triples that he had there in the first half. To kind of give him some of the energy. You know, Meach on the other side, you know, was kind of going at him. Struggled a little bit with the shot, but again, it just seems like it's more of a flick versus, you know, the whole beautiful stroke that we know that he's capable of.
Well, Westlock obviously was the main cog in the first half for John Glenn, but late in the first half, he really started drawing a whole lot of attention.
Yeah, and I think they're used to that. I mean, they're playing the Tri-Valley with some very good teams with some very good big men, Frankenmuth, Freeland, Garber, and Max Fellows. So, you know, he's used to seeing that. So that's not a big surprise. I think one of the things that he just needs help, you know, and a lot of times it comes from Meach. Sometimes it will come from a Krasminski or a Hartman. Ruff is, like I talked about him on top of the show, you know, working the boards, keeping things alive, getting a couple of extra shots, or a couple of extra buckets. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he's going to get triple teamed, he's going to get quadruple teamed, and the quicker he can able to respond to that and get some easy looks for his teammates, I think they're going to have a better chance in the second half to pull this one out.
That about puts the wraps on our Village Towing halftime show. Back for what should be a great second half in just a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back ready to rock for the second half on Bay County TV. Jeff Doe, Jason Newsham. Glad to have you along. And Nick Page doing the producing, directing, and camera.
There you go.
It's the trifecta.
Try to get that cross screen with Meach to Westlock, but LaCourse knew what it was coming, and Frost was able to communicate a little bit and make sure nothing happened there. This is the difference right here. When Meach is not able to shoot the three-point ball, Frost is able to play off of him a little bit and then lend an easy double team to Westlock down there.
They definitely are sagging up, and they're going to force Meach to hit a couple of shots before they're going to come out and guard him 19 feet from the basket.
Unofficially sitting at 1 for 10 right now from the floor. As DeCuff.
Ooh, DeCuff had a good look again, too, unable to get that thing into the twine. Westlock with the nice size match there. A beautiful look to Meach underneath and snuck in from the backside with a little kiss.
Yeah, Frost let him go thinking he was going to go out opposite corner. Ended up coming back to say, hey, you know what? They're not looking at me. And then Sean with great vision, able to find Meach on the backside. As Meach will pick up his first foul.
As Meach has done a really nice job of staying out of foul trouble tonight, especially trying to curtail Frost.
Yeah, navigating that defensive. Hartman comes up, quick double team. Frost using his athleticism, taps it over to the cuff on the right wing.
Does a very nice job against the double team. That looked like it was headed the other way for a 2-on-1. Beautiful extra pass.
Again, you talk about Wilson gets the basket, but everything is set up because Frost is unselfish. You got to love that as a coach. He could have shot it. He could have took it up himself. Maybe got a little contest there, but he was able to find the open guy, made the right decision.
Well, he gave up a good shot for a great shot.
Right, exactly.
And that's exactly what it's all about. Ball goes out of bounds, back over to the Bobcats with 6:18 left in the third. 25-22. 3-point lead for the Western Warriors.
A little conversation by Velasquez, Henry Velasquez with the players. Contact, no mouth.
As they slide that ball forward, Crum gets the shot to drop. He's going to go to the free throw line to try and finish off the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
They're going to call that one on Joey DeCuff. I tell you want to force him left in any situation that you're allowed to.
Cannot get the three-point play to finish. As that shot goes up, Ruff can't get it, but another third opportunity. And a three ball. Hartman tickling the twine on the try. Back to a 2-point lead for the Bobcats. It might be their first lead in a while.
Yeah, it has been. Ever since the Warriors were able to take their first lead, it's been all Western. As LaCourse using that muscle right there. He's looking for a little foul on the wrist. Now we're getting some scoring back and forth.
Now we're starting to heat it up like we expected here in this game. There's that double team again coming from Frost.
Just again, what does he do best? He just causes trouble. Right there, Westlock causes trouble.
Yep. He had that time, Dwight. Here comes Meach the other way. Frost is trying to cut him off, and he was able to alter the shot. As Meach didn't finish, had that chin down instead of up on the rim.
The cuff with a little reverse action right there. Little
great
flippy
looks.
dude, just off a little bit. You know, we're seeing a lot of scoring opportunities on both sides.
Still tied at 27, just under 5 minutes left in the third. Uh-oh, we got a moving screen.
Didn't need it. Didn't need it. He came through the elevator screen. They close it off. You don't need to move.
Yep, they got rough, and that was far enough away from the ball. You're right. There was no need for that.
Now Hayden will pick up foul number 1, team foul number 2 in the third quarter. I'm about to say first quarter. We're going back in time.
Whew. We want to look forward to what should be a great finish to this one. Into the offensive set. As the ball goes to LaCourse up top. He's looking to spin to the baseline for a little 13-footer.
Yeah.
Hartman's really done a great job on that backside rebound tonight.
He's going to be pushing upper single digits on the total as Westlock deep outside. He hits his three. Nice pass by Hartman, but Hartman's got to be close, 5, 6, 7 rebounds right now from the guard spot.
I would say he's got at least 7 or 8, and he's going to be tickling double digits in rebounds, all with that backside.
With that triple by Westlock, lead goes back 30-27 in favor of the Bobcats.
As Fallon tried to go to the hole, that ball knocked away.
Krasminski checking back in for the Bobcats, replacing Hayden Ruff.
Krasminski, he's trying to be a finalist for that all-hair team.
Well, coming from us, that's a real beaut.
Yes, anybody with hair has a chance to be on the all-hair team. There's Frost with a 3-ball that comes up way short. As Meach altered that shot just a little bit.
Ooh, Meach was able to get a touch on it while LaCourse was bearing down. The good thing Meach put a touch on that, or that could have went quick 2 points for the Warriors.
And LaCourse hustled on that, and so down 3 with possession with 3:40 left in our third. Fallon up at the top. Trying to move that ball around. As Failing gives it back up top. They're going to reset the show. LaCourse trying to set up a screen. Fallon wide open for the 3-ball. Can't get that to drop. LaCourse gets the rebound. He's down on the ground. Here comes Krasminski the other way, and not really much there for him, so he decides they're going to reset the show. Little 15-footer, and Meach just not able to connect offensively tonight. Probably 1 for 10 in this game.
Yeah, struggling a little bit, but you want to know what? He's still getting into it. The reality of it is he's still getting into it. He's able to get that shot. Frost is playing off of him, daring him to shoot it. What do we always say? If you're open, you shoot the ball. Now, they're not bad shots. So do you just wait for one to drop and maybe kind of all of a sudden it's like throwing the ball into the ocean sitting on a canoe? Or do you miss the ocean in the middle of the ocean on a canoe?
Doran comes into the ball game, so they bring a little bit of beef into the game. It's Fallon Not able to finish. Frost, though, gets a little body contact, clears a tiny bit of space, and drains a little mid-range jumper, little Rip Hamilton style.
That was nice, and it was in front of his student section, so there was no extra officials officiating on that one.
Frost with the tip away from Krasminski again.
He's just active. Frost is so active as Masters now is subbed back in for the Bobcats, taking an opportunity to spend some time guarding Kaysen. Running some screens.
And he's looking to get Decuff going to the hole. Decuff has that shot rejected. Frost on the backside, wide open for the three. Tickle in the twine.
What do you wait for? You opportunity right there. A ball that could have got stolen by the Bobcats. A deflection that goes right into your shooter's hands. Wide open, feet set.
With a little 5-0 run. And we got some contact, and we got a call. And going to the free throw line is going to be Ollie Masters.
Getting a little explanation from the official, doing it the right way, not with exaggerated facial expressions.
First shot is up, halfway down from Ollie, not able to drop. Masters will get another one. As a lot of substituting going on here with a $1:47 left, as LaCourse only got about a 60-second blow, and he's right back in the game.
Well, you're looking at a situation. You're at a minute 47 left, a 2-point game now, a 1-point game in favor of the Warriors. You know, these are the type of situations that pendulum can swing either way. And we talked about momentum earlier in the game, how important it is not to lose it. You know, giving up that dunk, giving up a big three. Last time down, Frost comes in, does a great job in hitting that three and kind of getting the student section back into it after being down for a couple of minutes there.
Little 1-2-2 action going on here. As that ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back over to the Warriors. I like for a possession or two, just change your defense. Give them a little something extra to think about.
Well, you know, the zone definitely can stop the penetration. If you're worried about these guys being able to get into the basket, you know, on a little dribble drive action, it doesn't hurt. Plus, it gives you an opportunity maybe to do a little trapping out of it. It looks like Ruff and Krasminski are about to jump into it as the timeout's being called by the Warriors.
Boy, right in front of the bench, Coach Weaver says, that's a perfect opportunity. We're trapped. We're going to call a timeout. Up by one with a $1:12 left in the third. Back in a moment on BCTV.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Back here on Bay County TV as we've got a $1:12 left in the third. Falon will inbound the ball for the Warriors. As they send that ball back to Decuff. He thought it was football season for a minute. LaCourse trying to get a little bit of space. He got space, and Doran, I think, got credit for the tip.
Doran's going to get a bump set spike and a deuce, giving a 3-point lead back to the Warriors.
As they try and slide back around, another nice look that time by Ruff. He can't get it to drop. +3 in the ball in the last 40 seconds of the third. Meach back on Frost. Falon wide open for the 3 ball. Cannot get it. Look at Westlock going up. LaCourse didn't think he got a little contact on the back, but he did.
A little bit, but on the flip side of it, maybe that official remembers the last time down when he was saying, hey, on my arm. Well, now you're on someone else's arm. I didn't know which one you wanted me to watch.
He says, take that.
Hartman comes back in. He's going to give Westlock a little bit of a blow with 30 seconds left.
I love this. With 30 seconds left, your big fella gets the 30 seconds plus the minute, and he's going to be able to be fresh for the fourth. I look for the last shot of the third here with Westlock out of the game that they'll be able to.
You got 4 guards out there. You got Hartman, Meach with the ball, Ollie on the left wing, Krasminski kind of left short corner, and Ruff being the true post player at this particular second. Hartman listening to the student section.
He got 4 pieces of iron, unable to make it happen at the buzzer. Off the iron at the end of 3. 34-31, Western by 3. Back in a moment for the final 8 on BCTV.
Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today.
Back here on BCTV as we prepare ourselves for the last 8 minutes. Really have not been disappointed with the effort by both teams through 3 quarters.
No, I think if you look at this as a coach and you look at this as far as your shot selection, you really have nothing to complain about. You really have nothing to really tell the players, hey, listen, this isn't what we're looking for. We've seen a lot of good shots. We've seen a lot of good defense. We've seen a lot of good altering of passes. We've seen a lot of good altering of shots. So you're seeing better defense right now than the offense, which, again, I mean, hey, this is 60% of the season's through. We can see that defense rise to the top.
As we roll back, another great job tonight, as always, by Nick Page. He's the creme de la creme. He's producing, directing, and filming.
He's the trifecta.
As Decuff again gets that little lob pass. Hartman defensively on him. Trying to head up top.
Well, they're going to leave Doran on the floor, too, after his big bucket.
Frost unable to get that one to drop as Meach came up over the top of the screen that time and did not allow the easy look for Frost.
Just a real quick reset for Western. You got Doran out there, Frost. You got Failing. You've got DeCuff, and you got Falan as their 5 here to start the fourth. John Glenn counters with Krasminski, Meach, Hartman, Ruff, and Westlock. So this is what we're going with right here. This is the best of the best. 7:30. Let's finish the dogfight. Oh, nice spin move.
Oh boy, he goes strong, and we're going to have a jump ball. And with Meach and Frost there, I didn't know if that was potentially going to be on the back for Frost, but they say he got his hands on the ball before there was body contact.
Well, in that situation, too, it's nice when the official understands, hey, we got a great basketball game here. Foul trouble isn't going to dictate this game. There's your cut, there's your layup, and there's your slice in the lead down to 1.
Boy, that is great body control by Meach as he slices and dices his way down the hole with a little soft kiss off the glass for the deuce. It's a 1-point game now, 34-33, a full minute now into our fourth quarter. Falan dribble penetrates. Send Decuff just powers to the hole. Westlock gets the big mid up on that one and done shot. Here comes the offense.
Here's what we're going to see right now. So we're going to start with Westlock out. Again, you're going to look for a couple cuts coming down.
But look at Frost. He's just kind of sitting in the middle playing defense there. And there is Meach again. And That has something to do with Frost just kind of playing as a one-man zone in the middle, waiting to double, and they recognize that. And Frost on the other end with a little fingertip roll for the News.
Well, I think you got a couple of things there. Is Meach is now, rather than pulling up for the jump shots, he's going to the basket. He's going in for the layup, actually, opportunity. And, sometimes that's all you need to do is see it go through the hole, right? We talk about that all the time. Get a couple to see it through, get that confidence built up.
Yep, you feel the shot going through the cotton, and that makes the jumper look a little bit better as substitutes again for both teams.
So Meach gives them a quick lead of 35-34. Frost comes back down, so now the Warriors up 36-35. Again, it's one of those things where I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. Last game we did together was the Garber-Swan Valley game. We talked about that frequently.
Yep.
And Swan Valley had the ball last.
Frost with a long three ball.
And a technical.
And he gets technical. That is something you cannot do as Frost. You got to, as we talked in the pregame, you got to play within yourself. He was a little jubilant. And it didn't hurt that he was sitting in front of his student section.
Yeah, you just can't point. Look at your student section. But again, we talked about it's an emotional game. It's been an emotional battle between Meach and between Kaysen. But it's one of it's his third foul. Does that change the course? If now all of a sudden he gets called maybe for a little nickel dimer, now you got 4. So it's really just not a foul you want, not in a close game.
Well, and the way I look at it now.
Just hit the rim on his free throw. He's still way down.
First time tonight.
He's just checking it out. He wondered what that red stuff was up there.
But if I'm Coach Clyde, I'm designing a play where I'm going right at Frost right now, trying to see if they can pick up number 4 on him. And his mind is still maybe on that tee. So Frost has really got to do a great job of wiping it clear and refocusing.
Yeah, and the other part is it's not just that. It's if he's playing again a little bit of a soft zone, playing off Meach, puts him out of position. If a pass goes somewhere else, you always want to try and get a block. You want to try and get that energy level back, right?
Boy, Meach is pulling up free throw extension. You're right, Coach. He made a couple of layups. Now that basket looks a lot bigger than it did earlier.
Now he's got to watch himself and make sure he doesn't turn around and get the emotional technical.
As it's a one-point game once again. Frost and Meach going back and forth. As he got underneath and tried to do a little bit too much, got caught off his feet in no man's land.
There's a push-off right there. Flan got away with one right there with the old, that'd be a hockey, that'd be a check. This Coach PJ is trying to get a quick comment to the official.
She says, we're going to have a game management coming out here for something.
Well, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're a fan and you're spirited, you got to keep it positive in the content. And I know that as a facility manager at Bay City Central, that's one thing you do. Meach kind of forced that one up, and we're going to have a foul underneath. And that is that D-Cup underneath?
No, it's going to be a foul on LaCourse. That's going to be his third. Team's third of the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. Again, start getting that four fouls coming up, and all of a sudden you're going to be in the bonus.
As they try and send that thing down to Westlock again. He's double-teamed. He's triple-teamed now. Trying to go the other end. Westlock kept it alive, but could not get it to one of his teammates with a 1-point lead with 4:44 and counting left in the game. Here's D-Cup.
As an official, you don't want to have to be answering a student-athlete's conversation going down the floor. So, again, it's really just about understanding and being very, as Falan says, I'll sink a little elbow jumper.
That 15-footer missed a couple of 3 balls early. Very confident shooter. And again, you can't force that into a triple team. As Frost coming the other way is going to look to finish it. And he's as good as they have on that team. Looks like Coach Clyde's going to have a timeout right now with a 5-point lead for Western. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on BCTV, 4:11 left in the regulation, 5-point lead for the Western Warriors as the Bobcats and Meach come into the front court.
Well, again, what are you going to look for? You're going to have a little double screen coming up for Hartman. And if you're able to, get a little back screen for Westlock. Again, everyone's tied down. There's 3 players. Now there's 2 on them. Again, Frost has got to be careful. That's
Krasminski wide open for a 3-ball. Cannot get it to drop, but Westlock has drawn triple team whenever he gets the ball down in the post. And he's got to touch it and go. Somebody on the backside's got to be wide open. Frost trying to make it happen. Does a nice job of realizing nothing there. Sends it back up to D-Cup to reset the show with 3.5 left in regulation.
Yeah, no hurry here. You want to try and get something good right there. Little extra pass right there, and LaCourse going in. LaCourse, that could have been one of those, we call them a little nail in the coffin, but right now he's going to have to work his magic at the free throw line to try to put this lead up to 7.
LaCourse with a great explosive first step down the baseline to take it to the hole.
And what did that first explosive step do? It put the entire John Glenn defense on their heels and into a susceptible position to commit a foul.
Susceptible. The thesaurus is out tonight. Is the first of 2 free throws good from LaCourse.
Well, the lead goes up to 6, 44-38.
Big fella's got a nice stroke as well. Bend to the knees, flick of the wrist. Oh, Cotton on the delivery.
Throws a 92-mile-per-hour free throw.
He can bring the heater, no question about it.
All right, so now they're trying to get the ball to Westlock. Westlock at the elbow. Again, try to find different ways to get him the ball, a little bit more space up there versus catching it on the block or even in last time down where he caught it below the block. And I think that's where the Bobcats really need to watch. Is don't throw it to him anywhere below the. If he's on the block, he's too low. You want to catch that ball so he has baseline area to get himself out of trouble.
I put the kid 15 to 18 feet out. He can hit that mid-range shot, and it clears up the paint for other people. Look at Meach going strong to the hole with a finish on the left side.
I thought there could have been a little reach, a little smack on the face there, and you don't want to get in a situation to give them any free ones. There's a turnover right there. As Ruff comes up big. And
he had his pocket pick. Falon trying to kick an extra point into the John Glenn Bobcat faithfuls. Ball is flying around.
Timeout, John Glenn, 32nd. I think in this situation, you got the ball on the sideline on the hash, or you're looking at maybe getting something, a little cross screen action. They've been coming out with a lot of the flex cuts on their out of bounds, whether it's been the baseline out or sideline out. So in this situation, which mismatch are you going to try to expose? We know that Frost is playing off of Meach, so you want to get Meach somewhere where he's going to be an influencer versus allowing that automatic second double team.
Well, and I think that's what you get to. You're going to get Westlock down, and he's going to draw 2 or 3 defenders, and that is going to cause a shot down the lane for Meach, and Meach has shown the ability in the second half to be able to finish at the rim.
Well, he's been able to hit a couple of those jumpers again after he hits the the layups. So we're going to see. So it looks like Hartman will trigger it. Reset. So we got Hartman number 0. We got Meach number 1. Westlock 33, 12. Krasminski 5. Ruff for the Bobcats. 1 Frost. 3 Falon. 23 LaCourse. 24 Failing. And number 10 to Cuff.
Boy, they're just daring Meach to shoot. Krasminski with a 3-ball tickle in the twine.
Dare me.
And he has not been able to offensively get it rolling. Falon using those wide receiver hands to get that ball as it was ready to sail out of bounds.
Timeout.
And boy, he was ready to be trapped in the corner, and Coach Weaver said, we better come and talk about this full timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back on BCTV as the ball will be inbounded. Phelan gets it to LaCourse. Big fella says, I'll show you my dribbling ability 30 feet from the hole. D-Cuff went through what looked like it could have been a double team, and the double team gets the ball back up to D-Cuff with a 2-point lead. The Warriors can be patient offensively.
To take care of the basketball, as that one, DeCuff gets a poke from Krasminski from behind.
Boy, Meach gets Frost to pick up his number 4, and it's that good first crossover step to the hole. Frost didn't slide there in time.
So 2 things. Close game, 4th foul on Frost, obviously number 1. Number 2, you go to the free throw line, clock stopped, a chance to tie. 3rd thing, the 4th team foul, so the next foul the Warriors commit will be a 2 free throw attempt for the Bobcats. As Meach's left-hander comes up a little short.
0 for 3 for Meach at the free throw line thus far.
Gets another one coming up. On the other side, John Glenn sitting at 1 foul for the 4th quarter, so they're going to have some fouls to give if the score stays where it's at.
Push that a little bit too much.
Hartman coming in with an offensive board.
I think that's double digits for Hartman for rebounds tonight.
Taking the doubles.
As they get that ball to Krasminski, $1:25 left.
I like the cross screen for Westlock, and then coming off the stagger. A lot of opportunities there. Again, attack. Frost has got 4 now.
Boy, what a great move to the hole. And he flips it off the high glass for the deuce. We're tied now with $1:05 left in regulation.
Oh, Meach just missed the jump. I think he was going to do a little run and jump. As Frost comes down.
Wow.
Meach left him on the run and jump opportunity as that lead goes back to 2 for the Warriors, 47-45.
Boy, anything you can do, I can do better. There's Krasminski wide open for the 3 ball. Frost with a backside rebound. He's looking to get down the floor. Krasminski tried to tap that away. 36.5 ticks. And a 2-point Western lead.
So your situation again, a little reset, 47-45. 4 team fouls for the Warriors, so their next one will be in the bonus for John Glenn. And on the flip side of it, only 1 team foul for John Glenn. So a couple subs coming in right now. McCrum, number 11, Masters into the game. Look for a couple of quick fouls as they sit Westlock, try to get him back on the floor for a little offense-defense.
Yep.
This is the under 30.
Yep, and they're just taking their time. They're going back out to Frost, and they've still got a couple fouls to give.
Yeah, a little slower than I was expecting the fouls to be given there. It let about 17 seconds roll off the clock.
So they still got a couple to give. Here comes Westlock back into the game.
Yeah, a little offense, defense. But again, he's not in foul trouble either. So if he has to commit one, and you want his IQ out there, because A, he's going to be big on rebounds, and B, he's going to be smart enough that if he gets it, if he sees something, to take advantage of it. There's a trap.
Yep.
And then the toss.
Great job by Phelan to not take that shot up too. 15.8 ticks. You know, it's an 8-10-foot shot, probably a fairly high percentage shot. And we're going to have a timeout by the John Glenn Bobcats, down a deuce with 15.8 ticks left. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride.
Back here on BCTV, like to thank our sponsors, Renew Physical Therapy, Village Towing, Frank's Great Outdoors, and Sandlot Sports, along with the All Saints Booster Club. Great sponsors that help make Bay County TV able to do all these great games. With a 2-point lead, Decuff into the backcourt, and we're going to have a foul. And that's going to be Ollie Masters.
If you don't get a quick steal, and I mean a quick steal in terms of they throw the ball and you were able to get a deflection and get a steal, you've got to foul right away. You got to know who you want trying to foul.
And so you got to be careful when you're just doing a push like that too. You got to make it look like you're going for the ball.
Yeah.
You can't give them a chance to call an intentional foul. But Frost is the one player that I'm quite certain Coach Weaver wanted at the free throw line.
Well, and I set a nice screen, got the ball to him. Not a little bit of miscommunication there between Masters and Meach in terms of who was going to take it, if they were going to switch or what they were going to do.
Well, he's called ice for a reason.
That's
ice water in his veins. Still 12.9 ticks left, so if this shot is made, this free throw, it's a 2-possession game, but still a lot of clock left.
Well, that's the one thing I do miss about scoreboards that have the timeouts up there so we would know how many are remaining. I can't see across the board on the scores table. But there's a chance, as they say in Dumb and Dumber.
And they're going to call a timeout with 9.3 ticks left and see if they can get a three-point play here to send us into an extra session. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today.
Back here on BCTV as the Brain Trusts are in the Bobcat huddle. Dale and Derek Clyde feeling confident about what they've got drawn up to see if they can make something happen here.
All right, so two things. Put your coaching hat on. Do you follow them before the three-point shot can get up? As they're going to send Hartman out. And then they're going to follow through, and then they're going to send Westlock out. They saw this play against Garber. Knocked away.
And
game over. Ooh.
That's all there is.
There is no more.
The final score in the ball game, 48-45. Western picks it up by 3. Back in a moment, we'll put the wraps on this one on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back to put the wraps on this one, 48-45. Western Warriors end up coming away with a victory. Last-ditch effort by John Glenn. They could not get that last shot attempt off.
Well, we talked about it before they ran the out-of-bounds play, but it was a very similar play to what they ran against Essexville Garber a couple of Sundays ago, and Westlock hit the 3. And in this situation, Western, they're up 3, so they got to protect the three-point line. So they're able to, almost umbrella the three-point line, stay with Westlock, keep the ball moving. And so when he did get it, they had active hands out there. Now, a couple of things come into play. We talked about it on the broadcast. The team with the ball last would likely win this game. well, not true, but we knew it was going to come down to the last possession because that's just the type of game that this was the entire second half. Western built what we thought was an insurmountable 6-point lead because they got that little bit of momentum. LaCourse hits the free throws. They're up by 6. They're up by 7. And then Krasminski comes down. Meach comes down with a couple of layups. And all of a sudden it's a 1-point game. And then, then it becomes Frost going back for the Warriors. So just a lot of back and forth and kind of what we expected to see from the beginning with a lot of baskets being made. It just took a little while to get the engines revved up.
Well, it was a classic chess match down the stretch. Both teams utilizing their timeouts. You can't take any home with you. But when it came down to the end, I really think that Frost was the difference maker in this game, even though he lost his cool for a second and picked up that tee.
Yeah, he did. But again, you show your maturity. And maybe when you're a freshman or a sophomore and you do that, you don't bounce back with the same vigor that he came back with because he hit some big shots. But again, give it off to him. He made a couple of really nice passes. LaCourse started attacking the basket. Noah Falon with a great pull-up jumper from the elbow. So they started getting some of the contributions from other teammates. But a lot of it was made because of what Kaysen was able to do, because of that the quick first step, or being able to hit the triple. His ability to really put John Glenn at a disadvantage defensively definitely paid dividends and led to the 3-point victory.
Well, again, like to thank our sponsors for tonight: Renew Physical Therapy, Village Towing, Frank's Great Outdoors, Sandlot Sports, and the Bay City All Saints Booster Clubs. As we couldn't do that without them. This game was everything that we thought and hoped it would be. Somebody's got to lose, but I think both teams gained valuable experience from tonight.
I think you learn, even in a losing situation, just like you do in a winning situation. But I think there's a lot of things to learn from John Glenn as they move forward. I really look forward to John Glenn being a cog in the Tri-Valley. We talked about Freeland, the Frankenmuth, the Garbers. There's a lot of good teams in there, and John Glenn is one of those teams. Now, again, when they get contributions from more than just Westlock outside of Meach, they are a very talented and a tough-to-defend team. They're going to learn. But, again, Coach Clyde's going to go back on film and see what they can do to figure out when you get the ball here, where we want to dive our guys at, where do we want to rotate through. So all of a sudden you're catching the ball in the post and you're flipping it almost just knowing that's where your guys are going to be. And you can't do it without getting this game experience.
And Hartman with double-digit rebounds on the backside. The guard just really collapsed down and had a monster game on the glass. But it was a fun game tonight. The Western Warriors prevailed with a 3-point victory. That about puts the wraps on this ball game tonight. On behalf of the crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with Jason Newsham. Another fabulous job by our producer, director, and cameraman, Nick Page. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.